guys, we are back with another song by Eminem. And this time I know what song we're doing. And it's the new song that just came out on Friday, Houdini, which I intentionally have not listened to since then. It's been like 4 or 5 days, I think.
Yeah.
Like today is Tuesday. But since I'm constantly taking care of our baby and working from home, it's not really like I got a chance to listen to it anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've heard the song a lot. I actually really like it. Um, so we're going to be reacting to just the song. There was a music video that was released as well. We'll react to that as well. But first, we're going to do the song so we can actually appreciate it as a song itself. You know what I mean? Because the video is there's a lot going on. There's cameos, and it's hard to keep track of the lyrics and pay
Really?
attention to what's going on. So we'll do this, and then the next video we'll do the video reaction.
It sounds good.
Yeah. So I guess you want to do the ads and we'll get started.
Our little ads. Yes,
Yes.
so this video is sponsored by Carnivore Snacks. Carnivore Snacks is the absolute best meat snack that you can buy. It is so delicious. They all taste like meat potato chips, only two ingredients, which is regeneratively raised beef and regeneratively raised meats, which is the best way to do it, and sea salt. So you can't get better than that. They're absolutely incredible if you've never tried it. And if you've never tried it, you can use our coupon code with Smith for 15% off your first purchase, and the link is in the description below. We are also sponsored by SeatGeek, which is a great website to buy tickets from, whether it's tickets for a concert, sporting event, literally anything and everything. They have tickets for it, and you can use our coupon code with Smith for $20 off your first purchase. And the link is in the description below.
Yes.
All right.
Right.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
We got our little baby sleeping right next to me, so if you see me looking that way, I'm just making sure he's doing good.
Yes. So as you already said, this is Houdini off of Eminem's forthcoming album, The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Gras. We don't know when it's coming out yet, but this is the first single released. And it came out on May 31st. All right, here we go.
Hey, it's Paul. I was listening to the album. Good fucking luck. You're on your own.
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
Well, look what the stork brung. Little baby devil with the forked tongue. Ain't it sticking out, yeah, like a sore thumb. With a forehead that it grew horns from. Still a white jerk. Pulling up in a Chrysler to the cipher with the Fikes perks and a Bud Light shirt. Lyrical technician, an electrician. Y'all light work. And I don't gotta play pretend. It's you, I make believe. And you know I'm here to stay, cause me. If I was to ever take a leave, it would be aspirin to break your feet. If I was to ask for Megan D Stallion, if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at her feet? I don't know, but I'm glad to be back like
Abracadabra.
And for my last trick,
I'm about to reach in my back, bruh.
like
Abracadabra.
and for my last trick,
Just like that, and I'm back, bruh.
Okay. So I guess first things first, do you recognize the sample at all? The chorus specifically, the abracadabra.
So I felt like maybe, but it could have possibly been that maybe you were listening to it upstairs and I didn't know.
Okay,
And
so
then
all
I
right.
recognized it that way.
So it's funny. So it's the Steve Miller Band, Abracadabra is the name of the song. The In the chorus, it's literally abracadabra. I'm gonna reach out and grab you, right?
What does that mean?
I actually don't know. I know
But
that
maybe
song.
that's why, maybe.
Yeah, so I know that song, the
When's it from? Like
original, and
really
I like
old?
it. It's so Steve Miller Band. I don't know if they're the 80s maybe, but the song Joker.
Yes,
We
yes, yes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I
So
was
that's
saying it's
them.
probably pretty old, so there's a strong chance we've at least heard it like once or twice. Maybe that's the association I'm picking up on.
Yeah, so I was following this closely when the song was going to be released, and it was interesting. The On the 30th, the day before the song was released, there on Lyric Genius, somebody put it up there, like the song. There was no lyrics yet because the song wasn't out, but in the About section, it showed that there was a sample of Abracadabra by Steve Miller Band. So I actually was playing the original song.
Maybe that
I
could
don't
be
know
it
if you remember. I was
too. I
like,
don't know.
it's so funny because we have the baby, so everything gets like hectic and we don't remember.
Hmm.
But I was telling you, I don't know if you don't remember or not, but I was like, oh, people think that this song's going to be sampled. So I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Okay, so anyway, they were right. Like at that point, it was just speculation. Like nobody knew, but obviously somebody had heard it shortly before it came out. Okay, so we'll get to the lyrics here. So it's following the common theme throughout Eminem's albums, where Paul Rosenberg, Eminem's
Mhm.
manager, he says, "Hey Em, it's Paul. I was listening to the album. Good fucking luck, you're on your own." So he's continuing the theme, which this whole song is like a nostalgia play. Same thing with the music video when we get to it. He's like harkening back to his old days,
Yeah, I
and
could hear it from like the Guess Who's Back, Guess Who's Back.
so that too. So yeah, he does right back to back. He does the Paul, his manager,
Yeah,
complaining
yeah.
about the content of his albums, and then the Guess Who's Back from Without Me. And so yeah, Guess Who's Back, Guess Who's Back, Shady's Back, Tell a Friend, Guess Who's Back, and then the da 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 da. So yeah, he's doing a very strong nostalgia play. And when we get to the music video, like I said, it's tied in even more. He does a lot of nods to his previous music videos there. All right, so he comes in. Well, look what the stork brung. Little baby devil with the forked tongue, and it's sticking out, yeah, like a sore thumb, with a forehead that it grew horns from. So we've heard this type of thing from him before,
Yeah.
that he was like born a devil. I'm blanking on the song name. On Encore, Mary had a little lamb, Debbie had a Satan spawn. There's a song off Encore where he pretty much refers to himself as being Satan's spawn, the devil, right? So he's referring to himself when he says, "Look with the stork brung, a little baby devil with the forked tongue." So it's funny, like literally the tongue's forked, like
Yeah.
snakes. But to speak with a forked tongue is like a old like idiom, like adage. It's like they say the devil does, right? So a forked tongue, you can lie, you can say different things, right?
Hmm.
And it becomes more, he references it in the song here, but it becomes more apparent in the music video where there's Slim Shady from 2002, I think it is, and then Eminem modern day, and they're like kind of battling. So the idea of like the forked tongue, it's interesting. It obviously
Like
represents like
two.
yeah, so it represents like Slim Shady, right? Who's like devilish and all that, right? And then there's like these two different people battling with inside Eminem, meaning like Slim Shady and Eminem himself. And then he says, and it's sticking out, yeah, like a sore thumb. So he's sticking out his tongue, like meh, and then
Like he's ready to like attack.
yes, and then sore thumbs stick out with the forehead that it grew horns from. So he's continuing with the devil scheme, which is, same shit. Okay, then he continues, still a white jerk, pulling up in a Chrysler to the cipher with the Vikes perks and a Bud Light shirt.
So just like typical things that I guess Slim Shady would do.
Yeah, so it's funny, a white jerk, so obviously talking about himself, and a Chrysler to the cipher, so he's going to rap battles with the Vikes perks and a Bud Light shirt. So obviously we know from his catalog, he used to be a drug addict, so he's bringing himself back to the Slim Shady 2000s era where he's getting high, doing drugs, right?
Yeah.
The Bud Light shirt's funny, so there's two things. In the music video, it's way more apparent, but he literally steps in a portal to current day from like 2002, right?
Hmm.
And so when he's pulling up in the Bud Light shirt and just everything, he feels out of place, right? The whole concept is like, what would 2000 Slim Shady say about current day, right? So the kind of there's like a double thing going on here, which the Bud Light there was the controversy with Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh
There
yeah.
was a big backlash against it. So then the idea that he's coming to a cipher current day wearing a Bud Light shirt, like not understanding what the
Oh yeah,
controversy
like not
is.
realizing. I didn't even really think of it like that. I was just like, oh, it's just like, typical trashy.
Yeah, so I don't know if Eminem has a collaboration with Bud Light. He may. I know the Super Bowl, I believe there was Bud Light. Also, Shane Gillis, who has a cameo
Oh,
in
I
this.
know.
Well, not
We're
personally,
friends.
but
Just
yeah.
kidding.
Shane Gillis has a cameo in this music video, and Shane Gillis's has a sponsorship with Bud Light.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. He's doing a play on that. All right, let's continue. He says, lyrical technician, an electrician, y'all light
Uh,
work,
okay.
and I don't gotta play pretend. It's you I make believe, and you know I'm here to stay, 'cause me, if I was to ever take a leave, it would be aspirin to break a fever. Okay, so we'll go back. So he's a lyrical technician, an electrician, y'all light work. So the play on,
Electrician.
yeah, they work with lights, right? And then light work, meaning you're
Like
not a
you're
big deal.
easy. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, this is such a subtle bar right here, but I think it's so good. It says, and I don't gotta play pretend. It's you I make believe. So he's doing a play on play pretend and make believe, right? But
Hmm.
he's the make believe
He
means
makes you
he
believe
makes
in him.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I don't gotta play pretend. You're the one that make believe, which I love that.
It's good.
It's so. I heard this like literally. I probably listened to the song over a dozen times, but I heard it numerous times before I even picked up on like how clever I thought that line
Yeah.
was.
I didn't I I got what he was saying, but I don't think I thought about it.
Yeah. And I'm here to stay because me. Okay, we went
We
over
just, yeah.
this. If I was ever to take a leave, it would be aspirin to break a fever. So a leave like ALEEVE, the pain.
Yes.
What is it?
The
Is it aspirin?
over the counter.
I forget what if it's
I think it's
aspirin,
an NSAID.
like ibuprofen maybe. So whatever.
Don't quote me.
He's doing a play obviously on the drug Aleve. If I was ever to take a leave, it would be aspirin to break a fever,
Hmm.
but also like a leave of absence. So he's not
Yes.
going anywhere,
No.
which is kind of interesting because the song's Houdini. He plays into disappearing. The album is called The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace, which people are speculating if it's going to be his last album. So I don't know. Interesting line though, nonetheless. Okay, then he says, if I was to ask for Megan the Stallion if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at a feat? I don't know, but I'm glad to be back like. Okay,
It's great.
so this, I'm surprised you didn't see anything about this on social media because people are angry about this, which it's,
Angry at it.
so yeah, it's funny. Eminem,
Oh,
with
like I guess Megan the Stallion's fans.
Yeah, so obviously we referenced the whole Paul thing in the beginning and the Guess Who's Back. So he was doing a big
Sorry, I don't know if you guys heard that. Something made a loud noise under the table.
yeah. He's doing like a nostalgia play, right? And he went back to this song is just like the Without Me, the Real Slim Shady, the My Name Is. It's the silly
Yeah.
the lead single off the album,
And
right?
also like a little poppy and not as complicated as his like
Yes.
other stuff.
Like the later, more technical stuff. Yeah,
Like you can tell he was like, this is going on the radio. Like that's what this is for
exactly.
sure.
It's the silly.
Is it on the radio?
I'm sure it is. I
I
don't
don't
really
listen
listen
to
to.
the radio.
Yeah, it fits the vein of those songs I just mentioned. It's the poppy, even like the We Made You. It's poppy sounding, the carnival circus, silly Slim Shady, right?
Mhm.
With the pop culture references and talking about what's going on. So he does a clever play on if I was to ask Megan the Stallion if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at a feat? So if I asked her would I have a chance at having her collab with me, but then it's obviously a reference to
Tory
Tory
Lanez.
Lanez. Did she say she actually got shot or was it that her feet were shot at? I don't remember. Do
He
you remember?
shot at her feet,
Yeah,
from what I
but did he
remember.
hit her? Do you remember?
I do not
It's
think
irrelevant.
so.
Whatever. The story was Tory Lanez, which he's in jail for right now. He shot her feet. So that's the play on that. Then some people were like, "Oh no, this isn't Eminem dissing her. This is just him making a reference to what's going on." I'm not so sure. M's cool with Nicki Minaj, and they had their beef. Nicki and Megan Thee Stallion. Nicki released that song Bigfoot, which it's funny when he said that line, her
Oh,
song was the first one I referenced. Yeah, Bigfoot's obviously a play on. I think that her feet are so big that it got in the way of the bullet. You know what I mean? And then just dissing her. So yeah. Anyway, that was that's probably the biggest line that drew controversy and like social media was talking about. And then he says, I don't know, but I'm glad to be back. And then we get into the chorus, which, as we mentioned, is the Steve Miller Band sample. He's literally just
it's like a
taking,
cover.
yes, and just changing. So he goes abracadabra, and then the ad lib is, and for my last trick, which that's been the promo, and for my last trick, I'm about to reach in my bag, bruh, abracadabra, and just like that, and I'm back, bro. So
So reaching in his bag, like he's about to pull out
a
his
trick,
trick.
yeah, a rabbit. So that's where the Houdini comes, and then he slightly changes it at the end, and just like that, and I'm back, bro. So again, this is his first single for an album, at least in like 5 years. But he had Doomsday recently, all that. All right, so this is where we left off. We will pick up from here.
Now back in the days of old me, right around the time I became a dope fiend, ate some codeine as a way of coping. Taste of opiates, case of OE, turned me into smiley face emoji. My shit may not be age appropriate, but I will hit an 8-year-old in the face with a participation trophy. Plus I have zero doubts that this whole world's about to turn into some Girl Scouts and censorship bureaus out. So when I started this verse, it did start off lighthearted at first, but it feels like I'm targeted, mind-boggling how my profit is skyrocketed. Look what I pocketed, yeah, the shit is just like y'all have been, like jogging in. I've been running at full speed, and that's why I'm ahead like my noggin. I'm the fight y'all get in when you debate who the best, but I sound white chalk, and when I step up to that mic, cock it then. Oh my God, attention, not again. Abracadabra. And for my last trick, I'm about to reach in my back, bruh.
Okay, last pause of the video. So we'll just break down the second verse. This chorus is so catchy. It's going to be stuck in your head. Like
Mm.
it's been stuck in my head nonstop since this came out. Okay. All right, the second verse real quick. All right. All right, so he comes in, he says, "Now back in the days of old me, when right around the time I became a dope fiend, ate some codeine as a way of coping, taste of opiates, case of OE, turned me into a smiley face emoji." So I will point out the syllables, the rhyming's it just sounds really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
All
syllables
the
he's
E
using, yeah, throughout the
symbol.
song.
Yeah.
So
Gives like
yeah,
that Slim Shady style,
yes.
kind of.
So back in the days of old me. So yeah, back,
But
in the
also like old Eminem, because he was also,
exactly. And
yeah.
in the days of old me, right around the time I became a dope fiend. So back when he was at the peak of his career, Eminem's obviously sober for over a decade now. So he's saying back then, right around the time he became a dope fiend, he would eat codeine as a way of coping, right? Taste of opiates, case of OE. So
Old
old
English.
English, turn me into smiley face emoji. So he would get fucked up, he'd be happy, feel good. My shit may not be age appropriate, but I will hit an 8-year-old in the face with a participation trophy. So this is like, classic Slim Shady
Mhm.
stuff. Where's that line where he's like, shove a fucking Tonka truck up a little kid's butthole? Like, he has that line.
Oh my gosh.
So he's doing a play on. So this is funny. My shit may not be age appropriate, meaning like kids shouldn't be listening to it, right?
Yeah.
And then he says, but kids shouldn't listen to me, but I will hit a kid, an 8-year-old, in the face with a participation trophy.
Which also goes against like the culture of today. Like everyone gets a trophy, which I
Yes.
don't love, but
Yeah, just for
yeah.
participating, not for winning. They devalued it. Okay. Then he continues, because I have zero doubts that this whole world's about to turn into some Girl Scouts. That censorship bureau's out to shut me down.
So like just the Girl Scout comment, like that's where we're headed as a culture. Everyone's so sensitive.
Yes, so he has no doubt that the world's about to turn to some Girl Scouts. So I think he's saying so it's 100% a cultural commentary. I think he's also saying like this song is going to get people offended and upset, right? They're going to turn into a bunch of Girl Scouts.
Which is so ridiculous because he really hasn't said anything at all. Like if you listen to his older music, if he
Oh
put
yeah,
something like that out today, then yeah.
yeah, it's
But
wild.
I mean, it just goes to show you how different times are now that he's thinking that this song, which he really didn't say anything, is going to upset a bunch of people.
Yeah. So he's obviously saying, "Oh, everybody's sensitive. They're acting like little girls." So this could be a veiled like transgender reference too. He kind of touches on that a little later in the song, but it could be
I see it.
because they're turning into Girl Scouts. Actually, in the music video, there's a bunch of like boy soccer players when this line comes up, and then they have their participation trophies, and then they turn into Girl Scouts. So it could be a subtle reference there. And then that censorship bureau is out to shut me down. So yeah,
It always
yeah,
is.
there's it never ends. Ever since Eminem came out, people have been upset with his lines, wanting to censor him, shut him down. He continues, so when I started this verse, it did start off lighthearted at first, but it feels like I'm targeted, mind-boggling how my profit has skyrocketed. Look what I pocketed. So this is just cool the way he's rhyming. So he's saying, yeah, I started off being lighthearted, so like it was like very silly, but then like he's saying, I guess he's getting into some more of the controversial cultural critiques, right?
Yeah.
And then he says, but I feel like I'm targeted. It's funny
Well, of
because
course.
he's the one taking shots at Megan the Stallion and the culture, and then later on in the song he does more, but he's like, I'm targeted. They're coming, they're coming after me, which is funny.
Well, like people to censor him and things like that for
Yes.
sure.
And then, but at the same time, it's a funny juxtaposition. He's like, I'm targeted, right? So people are coming after me, but then it says, mind-boggling how my profit has skyrocketed. Look what I pocketed. So it's like, yeah,
Even
people,
with the targeting.
yeah, people, I still make money because people want to hear this, right? And then he says, yeah, the shit is just like y'all have been light jogging and I've been running full speed. That's why I'm ahead, like my noggin. So yeah, he's saying like everybody else, they've just been like jogging, right? And I've been running at full speed. So he's way ahead of everybody. And then the bar is that's why I'm ahead, like my noggin.
Like a head or like a head.
Yeah, self-explanatory. Then he continues, I'm the fight y'all get in when you debate who's the best. But ops, I'm white chalking. When I step up to that mic, cock it, then, oh my God, it's him, not again. So I mean, this line is self-explanatory. I'm the fight y'all get in when you debate who's the best. So meaning
Hmm.
like some
He's
people,
always in the conversation.
and then like some people are like, no, he's not, right? So he's talking about that. But he says, but ops, so his opponents, I'm white chalking. So he's killing them, the white chalk around them, like when there's a murder in the street. And then he says, when I step up to that mic, cock it then. So he cocks it again. This is a very
Yeah, like
common,
comparing the microphone to a gun,
yes, his rap, same thing. And oh my God, it's him, not again.
which is the callback to my band. He's like, oh
When,
my God, it's
oh,
him.
that's right. That's so funny. I
My
didn't
band.
catch that.
God,
Yeah, that is funny. I didn't even catch that.
he really
No,
he says it just like
no, I
that.
know. You're right. I didn't make the association to my band though. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay. Then we get back into the chorus, and then all right, we're gonna finish it up here. We will let the song play out.
Like that and I'm back, bro.
Break it down.
Sometimes I wonder what the old me say.
If what?
If he could see the way shit is today,
Look at this shit, man.
he'd probably say that everything is gay.
Like happy.
What's my name? What's my name?
So how many little kids still wanna act like me? I'm a bigger prick than cacti bee, and that's why these words sting just like you were being attacked by bees in the coop, leaning back my seat. Open R. Kelly's favorite group, the black guy peas. Feed in my Air Max 90s, white tees, walking parental advisory. My transgender cat Siamese identifies as black but acts Chinese, like a motherfucking hacky sack. got treat the whole world cause I got it at my feet. How can I explain to you that even myself I'm a danger to? I hop on tracks like a kangaroo and say a few things that do to anger you. But fuck that, if I think that shit, I'ma say that shit. Cancel me, what? Okay, that's it. Go ahead, Paul, quit. Snake ass prick, you male cross-dresser, fake ass bitch. And I'll probably get shit for that. Why? But you can all suck my dick. In fact, fuck them, fuck Dre, fuck Jimmy, fuck me, fuck you. What? Fuck my own kids, the brat. Fuck them. Think it's screw off. Them and you are. You too far. Got two balls. Biggest blue paws. What you thought you saw ain't what you saw. Cause you're never gonna see me. Caught sleeping. See the kidnapping. Never did happen. Like Sherry Papini, Harry Houdini. I vanish into the thin air as I'm leaving like
Abracadabra.
And for my last trick,
I'm about to reach in my back, bruh.
like
Abracadabra.
and for my last trick,
Just like that, and I'm back, bruh.
Okay. All right, so we will finish up this last verse, and then you
The
can.
earbud got stuck in my ear.
Oh, the outside part. That's happened to me before.
He's not wrong though. Like, if Slim Shady were here today, I don't think he could be a thing.
Yeah, it's funny that he does a play on that in the video, like the stuff you see on the screen, like Dr. Dre's in it, and there's like it's like the comic book thing that they kind of did with Without Me, and it's like, oh, he's trying to get us canceled, talking about Slim Shady. So it's funny because
Cancelled.
he's like fighting with himself. He's like, oh, I want to say these things, but I'm also not going to go over the line. It's interesting.
I hate the way the world is today. Like,
I
cross the line.
know.
It's
I
just
know.
words. It's like
Yeah,
no one really means it.
so silly. Okay, so third and final verse, or actually, I think this part's a bridge, whatever. He says, "Sometimes I wonder what the old me'd say if he could see the way shit is today. He'd
So,
probably."
sorry, I just have to stop you there. So, like, it's so funny though, because there were a bunch of other types of people like Eminem who I would consider like were like counterculture at the time. And like, for example, like Rage Against the Machine, they were kind of like that, not in the same vein as Eminem, but like just anti like whatever everyone was doing.
Hmm.
But now those types of people are like very supportive of the current narrative of today. So
Yeah.
I don't know where
Mhm.
Eminem would be if he would be even further into like his like Slim Shady stuff or like, right up there with everybody else.
Yeah, it's interesting. Rage Against the Machine in particular, people are making fun of them because back during like COVID, they were doing shows and like you had to have a vaccine to get in, and there were like people were like referencing
Should
like, oh,
change
what
your
about the
band
man?
name.
Yeah. So
It's more like Rage
they're also very political, which is
with
interesting
the
because
Machine.
Eminem actually is very political too. But when
Yeah,
he
he's
got
kind of like
it's
he's on the left.
his two albums where he got very political, Encore and Revival, are his worst received albums amongst, I mean, pretty much everybody, but definitely his fan base too. Encore, he's really going after Bush and stuff. And then obviously Revival, he's going after Trump and very political, and people didn't really like it. This is the type of Eminem that his fans like, but also like the culture at large. Um,
Well, yeah, because back then it was all about like not wanting to be even slightly involved in politics. Like, who gave a shit? And then nowadays you have to
yeah,
have an opinion. Like,
everything's
you have
political.
to pick a side. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes I wonder what the old me say if he could see the way shit is today. He'd probably say that everything is gay. What's my name? What's my name? What's my name? So it's funny. There's an ad lib after he says gay.
Yeah, I heard
He
that.
says like happy, which is really funny. So he's like, oh,
Trying to save himself there.
yeah, what would the old Eminem say if he saw the world? He's like, oh, that Eminem, that Slim Shady, actually, would say that everything is gay, and then you hear like the happy, obviously the play on the meaning of the word,
Like,
and
he shouldn't have to say that. Like, everyone's so
it's intentional
tightly
though.
wound now.
That's the joke though. The ad lib is
I
like like
know. He
that's the
doesn't really
joke.
mean it like that.
Yeah,
But also, if anyone were to come for him for that, he could say he did throw that in there.
yeah. Of course. What's my name? What's my name? So then he continues. So how many kids still want to act like me? I'm a bigger prick than cacti be, and that's why these words sting, just like when being attacked by bees. So again, How many kids? I mean, we saw that, like, I mean, from My Name Is, hi kids, do you like violence, right? And White
Nine
America,
inches.
White America, where he's
White
like,
America.
little Eric wants to be just like whatever it is.
Mm.
So he's like, he's making, it's funny, he's like kind of referencing the fact that he's like in his 50s now, right? And he's like, so how many kids still want to be like me, right? And then I'm
Well,
a,
they're just not kids anymore.
yeah, and I'm a bigger prick than cacti be.
It's like how many 30-year-olds want to be just like me?
Yeah. So obviously the play on the prick of the cactus, right? But also meaning like he's an asshole. And that's why these words sting, just like when being attacked by bees. So the sting, obviously with the bee,
The
the sting of the
bees.
prick from the cactus, it all ties in there. All right, then he continues, in the coop, leaning back my seat, bumping R. Kelly's favorite group, the Black Eyed Peas,
That's a good one.
in my Air Max 90s, white tees, walking parental advisory.
So that's
So yeah, so he's in the coop, leaning back his seat, bumping. So I like this line. It's very funny, but I don't like that he actually says, they actually do like a record scratch where he says black guy peas. He could have just said black eye peas and we would have got it, but whatever. It's a funny joke,
or
you
if you
know.
just said like black eyed peas really
Yeah,
quickly.
that's not the way
Black eyed
they
peas. Black
drop
eyed
they
peas.
drop the beat, and he's very clearly saying black guy
Well, you
peas.
know, Eminem always does that. We used to get so
Explains
annoyed
them.
with that. Not that he explains them, he overemphasizes it or explains it
Yeah.
because he doesn't think that his fan base is quick enough to
So
catch the bar,
to be
which
fair,
sometimes we are
it's
not.
no, yeah, to be fair, that
We are
happens a
not.
lot. People, it just goes over people's heads. But whatever.
But
I
he's picking the simpler ones. He needs
yes.
to explain the more intricate,
Yeah.
I
So
think.
that's obviously a reference to the R. Kelly sex tape from all those years ago. And then he's just wearing his Air Max 90s and a white tee, and he's a walking parental advisory.
Like, I think his most impressive thing that he's ever done in any song is when he manages to say the N word in a song,
He
but only
doesn't.
says the beginning of it, and then a whole verse goes by, and then he says the end of it at the end. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, so I know that he doesn't say the word
He says
on.
half, does a whole verse, and then says the other half.
So I
You don't know
don't
what I'm
know.
talking about?
No.
Do I have to look it
I
up?
know where where he doesn't say it. He's like, I drink more liquor to fuck you up quicker than you want to fuck me up for saying the word,
No.
and then it's just blank. He doesn't actually say it. Yeah, I don't
You
know
keep
what
going and
your.
I'll tell you.
So he says, my transgender cat Siamese identifies as black but acts Chinese. Like a motherfucking hacky sack, I treat the whole world because I got it at my feet. So this is a funny line. So again, like we were talking earlier about the whole like transgender thing, we could look it up after. Let's just finish
We're gonna keep
breaking
going.
down. Well, I want you to react to this part, the transgender cat.
Okay. I swear I'm not making that up. That's one of his songs. He says the half of it, and then he goes on to continue rapping and rapping. Then when he finishes that verse, he finishes it with the end of the word.
Yeah,
And I was
it
like,
doesn't that
we talked about it. Am I making this up? Was it a dream?
so I mean
Why
I'm
would
a
I dream about that? Someone has to know. Somebody has to know.
yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, comment. You could be
Because you
referencing
pointed
something I
it out,
don't
or someone else
remember.
pointed it out, and I was like, holy moly, that's crazy.
I'm not
I
remembering.
was like, that crazy.
My brain's not good either from having the baby, so I could just be forgetting, but it's not ringing a bell to me.
Okay.
So, yes, my transgender cat Siamese identifies as black but acts Chinese. So obviously he's making a joke about, the transgenderism that's in the culture. But
It's interesting he didn't throw in like a Tiger Woods reference there.
yeah. So it's funny because he identifies as black but acts Chinese. So Siamese cats actually are Chinese, right? But they have a black face
Well, they're
typically.
Siamese,
Yeah.
like Siam.
Yeah.
I
So
don't even know what
black.
that is.
It,
Somewhere
it
in
might be
Asia.
it might be a region, yeah, over there. So he's obviously just saying it, the word transgender to get people upset, and then the cat identifies as black but acts Chinese, which is actually like transracialist, unless he's saying his cat is transgender but also transracialist, right? Like he could be
Yeah,
doing a
because
play on that.
he because he's from Siam, identifies as being
Siamese.
black, but then acts like he's
Which is very
Chinese.
funny.
Like that.
Then he says, like a motherfucking hacky.
Brain, like,
Yeah, like a motherfucking hacky sack, I treat the whole world because I got it at my feet. I
so
like
kicks
that
it
line.
around.
Yeah, the world's at your feet. Um, how can I explain to you that even myself I'm a danger to? I hop on tracks like a kangaroo and say a few things or two to anger you.
It's giving Dr. Seuss.
So this is again this is played out even more in the music video where the whole concept is that Dr. Current day Eminem and Dr. Dre are trying to stop the 2002 Slim Shady that came into modern day, right? So that's the whole line. How do I explain to you that even myself I'm a danger to? Meaning like Slim Shady is a danger to Eminem's career and all that, right? And then I hop on tracks like a kangaroo. I That's such a simple line, and I wouldn't be surprised if people are like, "Oh, that's corny," but I don't know why I really like it. The hop on tracks like a kangaroo, and then say a few things or two to anger you.
That whole verse sounds like a Dr. Seuss rhyme.
Yeah, it's funny. Okay, then he says, "But fuck that. If I think that shit, I'ma say that shit. Cancel me. What? Okay, that's it. Go ahead, Paul. Quit." So he's letting us know that if he thinks of it, he's going to say it, right? Forget it. Cancel me. What? Okay, that's it. Go ahead, Paul, quit. So referencing Paul Rosenberg at the beginning, like, oh, if you're on your own, that whole thing. Go ahead, Paul, quit. Snake ass prick, you male cross dresser, fake ass bitch. And I'll probably get shit for that. Okay, so I'll stop there because the next ones go together. So snake ass prick, you male cross dresser, fake ass bitch. So obviously the male cross-dresser, a guy that's dressing up as a girl, and he's taking it literally to be a fake ass bitch,
Yeah,
right? Because it's a
he
guy,
has a fake butt,
and it's not really just because it's a man dressing in women's clothes, he's a fake bitch, right? You know what
like
I mean?
not a real girl.
Yeah. And I'll probably get shit for that, but you can all suck my dick. In fact, fuck them, fuck Dre, fuck Jimmy, fuck me, fuck you, fuck my own kids, they're brats. So this is funny. He's like, people are gonna get mad at me, but I don't care. Everybody can suck my dick. And then he's saying, "Hey, bud, our kid's awake." He's saying, fuck the people that are gonna give him shit for that line, right? And then he's saying, in fact, fuck Dr. Dre, fuck Jimmy Iovine, fuck me, fuck you, fuck my own kids, they're brats. In the video,
Which is so crazy because he loves Haley and his kids.
yeah, they have a little cameo in the video.
So funny.
Yeah. Then he says they can screw off, them and you all. You too, Paul. Got two Pauls, big as RuPaul's. Okay, so I'll stop there. He says, yeah, so everybody can screw off, right? Everybody just told to fuck off. They could screw off, them and you all, so them and us as well, right? And then he says, you too, Paul. So again, he's referencing Paul. And then he just says he's got two balls big as RuPaul's, which again, that goes back into the cross-dressing line before, because RuPaul's not
Drag
trans.
race.
Yes, he's not transgender, right? He just
He's a, oh God, what was the term that we used to always use?
I mean, he does drag,
Yeah, but
which
there was a
cross dresser.
term. No, there was another term
I don't remember.
that they don't like anymore.
I'm not sure. Oh, transvestite? Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah,
I hope that doesn't
yeah.
get this video taken down, but whatever. So he's doing a play on got two balls big as RuPaul's, right? So RuPaul, big balls, right? Because it's funny. Okay, so this is awesome the way he wraps this verse up. He says, "What you thought you saw ain't what you saw, because you're never gonna see me. Caught sleeping and see the kidnapping never did happen. Like Sherry Papini, Harry Houdini, I vanish into the thin air as I'm leaving." Like, okay, so this line where he says, "Hi, bud. Hi, that's you on camera." So he says, "What you thought you saw ain't what you saw." Right. So he's like, "You didn't see what you thought you saw." And then he goes, "Because you're never going to see me." So literally, it's a play like, you can't see him, meaning like you can't touch me. Right. Like, I'm going to beat you. You can't see me. But then he does a play on, "You didn't see what you thought you saw. You can't see me. Caught sleeping and see the kidnapping never did happen." So it's like, you can't see me, right? But you're also never going to see the the kid, KID, space, napping, right? Eminem's never going to be napping. You're never going to see him napping. You can't catch him sleeping. But then he does a play on and see the kidnapping never did happen, like Sherry Papini. So I don't know if you remember, but Sherry Papini was a woman that faked her own kidnapping a few years ago. So he
My hair. Free me.
he's yeah.
My hair.
He's referencing a fake kidnapping, right? So he's like, the kidnapping never did happen, like Sherry Papini. So you're never going to see Eminem sleeping. You're not going to catch him sleeping. You're never going to see that, right? And referencing Sherry Papini, the fake kidnapping. And then he says, Harry Houdini, I vanish into thin air as I'm leaving. Like, so obviously Harry Houdini, the name of the song, Houdini, the famous magician, right? That plays into the whole scheme of abracadabra, I'm in my bag. And then I vanish into thin air as I'm leaving, like, and then it goes back into the chorus, and then that's it. The song ends.
So yeah.
So yeah, the whole theme of the Houdini, the abracadabra, right? It's like I'm about to reach in my bag, right? I'm pulling out tricks. He's pulling back out Slim Shady, right? Slim Shady comes out on this song, and then he just disappears after he's done. I know, bud, right?
He likes the
He
song.
does. He's a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just started babbling a lot. So, what are your thoughts on the song?
I think it's great. I think it's definitely like a radio hit, like a pop hit or a rap hit, but more like probably like pop. I mean, I could see it being on the rap stations. It was really, really good. Like he's got some good one-liners in there that I liked. Like the Megan Thee Stallion line's really good. In the beginning, I feel like from what I forgot to mention, there was something he said which kind of sounded like like almost like his voice changed into Ken Kniff for a minute, maybe. And I was like, oh, but like obviously he can't do that anymore, I guess. Or he wouldn't feel comfortable doing it anymore.
It's funny. And then in the video, I don't know if I heard it in the song, but in the video, he does the like the fucking the just lose it, like the Pee Wee Herman laugh. He
Yeah.
does that in the video. I don't think he does it in this version because I think it's in a cutaway part of the song.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Ken Kniff, that's funny.
Yeah, it sounded like it. I don't know. Maybe I was hearing it wrong, but also we definitely need to. I guess after this, we'll try and find that Eminem song 'cause I'm pretty sure it exists, or I made it up for some
Unless
strange
you're talking
reason.
about another art, I don't know. You could be right.
No,
I
it's
mean,
totally an Eminem thing. You guys would know. We talked about it in a video, unless I had a strange dream for God knows why about that.
so the only things I'm thinking of, the only two things I think of was that line in was it Criminal?
No.
And then the other one was on Revival when he was talking about D Antwoord and the guy Ninja. His name. He has that play on his name. I rather hear him say die N-word than die Antwoord. That whole thing, and then Ninja, better disguised, whatever it is. Anyway,
In the comments, and then we listened to it, and I was like, hey.
maybe.
Like maybe you never even noticed it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's in one of our videos, or I don't know. I don't know. I could be making it up. I could be crazy.
Yeah, let us know if you know what
Bad
she's.
pregnancy, postpartum, whatever, baby brain.
Yeah, no
I
sleep.
could be making stuff up.
So I think this song is great. This is so it's funny. These type the real Slim Shady, the Without Me. I love those songs. They're always my least favorite of his songs, like those types, the silly ones, but I still love them. But this is great. This totally is in the same vein as all those. It's incredible. It's charting. It's doing great. Like this is also his first like actual album rollout since Revival, because after Revival got bad like ratings and got really critiqued, he just started doing surprise drops. But yeah, this is great. I actually really like the song. Like I said, I've listened to it so many times. So our next video, we will do the music video reaction because there's a lot of Easter eggs. Like I said, heavy nostalgia play. So yeah, we will be back, and we will see you guys soon next time for the music video reaction to Houdini.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye.
Bye, bud.
Bye.